All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Wale, and I'm the project coordinator for Support Bridges Initiative. Today, quickly, we'll be having some of the SBI alumni who have enjoyed the program, and we call them beneficiaries. Um, who have once been in the Saturday remedial classes or who have benefited from one program or the other, and we're having them this section with me today. So I'm having Adequiju. Adequiju, welcome to this session.
Good, eve- Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to be
Yeah,
here.
we are live.
Good evening.
Balogun Kudus, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
All right, while we are waiting for others to join us, we are live on Support BG's Initiative Facebook Live and on YouTube. And we want to welcome everybody once again. While we're waiting for others, without taking much of our time, let me start with Adekoju. Please, Adekoju, can you introduce yourself to us? Tell us your name. Tell us who you are. Tell us about yourself.
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening from Lagos. My name is Mohammed Al Fati Adepeju. I am currently an undergraduate in the University of Lagos. I'm pursuing a degree in mass communication. I have interest in media, in corporate communication, and in service to humanity. I'm also a freelance writer and a rhetoric coach. I try as much as possible to build myself and to build others around me. I hope to pursue a career in broadcast journalism and PR. And also, I have a distant goal of becoming a lecturer because of my passion regarding teaching people. I am also one of the team members of an NGO. In fact, one of the founding members of the NGO Vibrant Girl Development Initiative, where we are committed to seeing that girls channel their vibrancy into positive causes. So basically, that's a bit about me, and I'm an alumnus of the Support Bridges Initiative. It's good to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kudus, please, can we have you? Can you introduce yourself, Kudus?
Very well, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Balogun Kudus Adebowale, and I'm a student graduated from Ekwakiti Senior Grammar School. Uh, I'm part of the first set of SBI alumni, and I'm proud to say that anywhere, any day, anytime. Currently, I'm a qualified accountant with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and I'm passionate about accounting and self-development, both professional, career-wise, religious-wise, academic-wise. I'm passionate about human capital development. So currently, uh, for my passion for job creation, I am part of the founding member of an organization called Farm Ignite. Farm Ignite is committed to um, investing in the rural communities through agriculture, whereby uh, we use digitally enabled devices to empower citizens of Nigeria in the rural communities. So also I joined NGOs. I volunteer for NGOs and other small medium enterprises in terms of rendering accounting services to them. And as well, I have a team of young professionals have developed through education. So I term it learning to earn. So we majorly focus on learning to earn. So building wealth through knowledge. So that's definitely me. Uh, Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I know. Can we have you? Can you introduce yourself to us? I know. I know you have the floor. Can we meet you?
Okay, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for introducing yourself. It's good to hear from you. It has been a while. My name is Aino to you. I'm also part of the pioneer of the SBI initiative back in 2012. I school at Alco Senior Grammar School, which is where I graduated from 2013. It has really been an honor for me to part of the community with SBI initiative. It has been something that we all look at and we say, wow, it really determined to continue with the community, that small community and that small family. And one of the benefits I've learned from SBI is a lot of things I've learned from SBI. One of the mentors I've learned are since 2013, the renown from SBI has been the words of Ms. Adela. Those words she always come to say to us whenever we have exams, even when we don't have exams. Those words she will come and say to us, she'll say, the children always prepare, be hardworking, make sure you know what you are doing. Those words that you are saying, I always remember those words. One of those things that just stay with me. I
Hello, I
just
know.
remember that wow,
Hello, I know.
I'm really looking forward and Matt, huh?
Okay, it seems to be breaking. We can't
Can
hear you. Your line seems to be breaking.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly now.
Might sorry. So I say those words with me from Miss Adipa, from her. So and currently I'm at University of Lagos and also do that I also work with a group of entrepreneurs that commercial company that are doing it's a social and green farming it's a social and green farming entrepreneur oriented work like that. They focus on green economy waste that's shown as one of it, looking at black life as part of it, and so many other things like that. So during this during this period, this is the period to focus I think on on our books. This so many books are to do something. I've taken that courses with a lot of groups also, fellowships and all that, and that is just me. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Though your presentation seems to be breaking, I didn't hear most of the things you
I
mentioned.
passed that. So.
Okay, no problem. We once had Adigun. It seems he left the room. Okay, let's go back to. Okay, I think we are having Adigun coming on board so that I can introduce himself before we go ahead. All right, welcome on board, Adigun. Adigun, can you hear us?
Yes, I can now. Sorry, I was having issue with the network.
All right, please. You have the
Hello.
floor. Can you introduce yourself? Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening once again. Actually, it's a privilege being on this platform with everyone, and it's good to see you once again. I am Adigmolani Abigun. Yeah, you can call me a prospective medical laboratory scientist because I'm still a student. I am attending Kwara State University. I'm studying medical laboratory science as a course. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Adigun. So there are just basically two things we want to do here today. Number one is to tell us how you are
Okay.
coping during this COVID. You're going to tell us how you are coping this during the COVID, and tell us the business you would like to sell to us that probably all the viewers will be interested to buy. What I mean by business is, what are you doing now aside from schooling? Do
Okay.
you have any business, or do you have anything you think you can market to us? So we're going to start from Adepeju. Adepeju, can you tell us how you're coping during the COVID?
All right, it's been beautiful, and it's been a mixture of the bad and the good. I would say for me, the experience has been the bad, the good, and the ugly. At the start of the pandemic and the break in Nigeria, we did not see it stretching this far. I remember that we were in school then, and we started hearing the rumor about a new virus, and I school at Yaba, the University of Lagos. So, as it were then, the news was that the first patient who was gotten from Italy or thereabout was in Yaba. So, and it seemed very close to us, and I started to read about it and all. And then about a week or 2 weeks after that, federal government announced the closure of schools and immediate return to various homes. So since then, um, it was about few weeks to our exams. So I was like, okay, this break should be about, say, roughly a month. So I should use this period to study, read, and prepare for my exams till school resumes. But it's been about 4 or 5 months, and school is not resuming soon. So I would say that at the start of it, it was an experience that was unprecedented. We've not witnessed something like that before, and we were quite disturbed and confused about what to do, especially young ones. We With the closure of other aspects of the society, the Nigerian society, apart from the schools, religious houses, markets, and all. So it was a great disruption in our activities, and um, I tried as much as possible to also engage in other things that could benefit me during this period. I remember that in this period, at the early part of it, I started learning how to code. Despite that, I'm in mass communication, which falls under humanities and arts. So I started to learn how to code, and I learned HTML and CSS, and I started a bit on Python before I stopped. And also, apart from that, I checked out a few courses on Udemy that could also up my career in mass communication and broadcasting, and I've been able to save a few to learn and to grow. Also, I think I recorded milestones in my usage of LinkedIn within this period of break. I've been able to reach out to a couple of people and to seek opportunities. I've also been able to up my freelancing status. I freelance as a writer and an editor, and this period I've been able to also reach out to people to help them with freelance writing and editing of scripts. I've been able to also weekly I hold public speaking classes weekly for a group of um, Muslim heads in the University of Lagos. I was contacted to hold weekly lessons on public speaking. So I've been able to also continue doing that within this period. So I would say that apart from the disruption of school, my inability to move out before the pandemic, before the pandemic, with my academics, I used to struggle between school and taking classes. I think as at the time the pandemic came or started, I was having classes in Lekki. I used to take some kids in Lekki then. So because of the pandemic and the issue of social distancing and all, I had to stop classes, and that was my main revenue as a student, my main source of income as a student, and it stopped. So, but after that, about 2 months, I was able to also secure another place. It's not. In fact, this is not even about teaching now. It's something that is related to what I'm studying in school. It's about PR. So I've been able to work as a PR support where I am presently, and I think I'm also learning apart from trying as much as possible to make ends meet on my side here. Is there what else is there to? Okay, any enterprise from my side, I would say that. Hello, can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. So I would say that I hope to I hope to start my firm soon, and the firm will be a writing firm, writing and editing, and a bit of PR. So I'm in the process of instituting that and making plans to make sure it works, and looking at people in my contacts that I can reach out to have a good head start as a student firm. So I'm looking at using all the experiences I've gotten over the years in the aspect of writing and editing. I've done great works in the past. Most most of them free pro bono. So I'm looking at putting all those things together and trying to create my own writing and editing firm and PR that will help people, individuals, and maybe SMEs and even big corporations to be in the good light and be in the public's good light, and also to express their intent effectively with words. So that's presently my state.
Thank you so much. Okay,
That's the
I've got
experience so far.
thank you so much. I've got one or two questions for you, but I would like to go around first before I give you the question. So I'm going to welcome Kudus now to tell us how he's been coping during the COVID, and is there anything special you want us to know? Yeah.
Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity, sir. For me, I will go by popular John Maxwell quotes, which says, "Success is knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others." So, how do I mean? Before the pandemic, I've been that kind of person that doesn't sit in one place, trying to just ensure that I'm bettering myself in every ways, and then through learning, of course, through learning, I learn a lot. So it started all the way from when I was trying to get admission into the university, but it wasn't forthcoming. So because of that, I had to channel my strength into something else in terms of learning about accounting. So gradually, I started and I became currently I'm a qualified accountant at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. So before the pandemic, I've been working in different places, and of recent, before the pandemic as well, I've learned to work remotely, just like I said. So I've been aware about working remotely as far back as 2018, and I've been practicing that as as often. So the pandemic has not been too much of a burden for me In fact, it was more of an opportunity for me because of the fact that before the year started, I really do not have so much on my goals, saying goals or no goals. I really do not have much. In fact, I have learned that for executive leadership, we are to concentrate on three most important goals. And for me, my three most important goals for the year was not actually disturbed by the pandemic, which include getting my BSc, being financially free before the end of the year, and then some other things which include personal development as well. So how have I been coping during the pandemic? I've been coping through learning. So before the pandemic, I worked in a corporation. At least I worked with one of the biggest merchant bank in the country before I resigned, and then I started. I have a firm as well, which I'm a shareholder in the company, Farm Ignite. Uh, that I also do that as well. So leaving that FSDH avail me time to actually do some other things before the pandemic actually started. And then during the pandemic, what I've been able to use my time for is I want to build myself in such that I'll be ready to take senior management role in this large corporate. So currently, I've been taking courses on executive leadership, Six Sigma, operational excellence, and then so the pandemic has really given me time because because of the pandemic, don't go out, stay indoor. It has removed some distraction in terms of going to see one friend, doing this, doing that. So I've been basically staying indoor and then using my internet to solve and get things done. And my financially wise, so what I do is that to make my money, I I also engage in writing business proposal, business plans, CV for graduates, cover letter, any form of corporate writings. I engage in that to make money. And then, just like I've said, success is knowing your purpose. So basically, one of my main purpose is to ensure that I am able to create jobs for others. I really love to do that. I really love to do that. And then, so before I can create jobs for others, I myself must be able to say that I have something that I'm doing. So, relatively currently, as we speak, I'm working for up to like three different organizations as the accountant, including NGO and then private sector. Also, in terms of uh, growing to reach my maximum potential, right? I've been utilizing LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, Coursera, Corporate Finance Institute, among others, to mention few. And then I've been utilizing those ones to ensure that I equip myself with the necessary skill sets that are needed to thrive in this 21st century. And also, I've been taking courses and reading up articles from Harvard Business Schools because I believe that's one of the best places to gain knowledge in terms of executive leadership and business, managing business corporations. So I've been doing that. And then sowing seeds that benefit others. So what have I been doing is that I've also gathered up some young individuals like myself, and then I'm training them on how to secure the little available jobs in the industry. How am I doing this? Is because I've worked in not less than six organizations so far, right from I graduated my secondary school. I've worked in not less than six organizations, and while I was working in all these places, I've been able to build a sustainable relationship with my employers. So from time to time I used to get across to them and they do check on me too. During those processes I ask and inquire about do they have a role for anybody. So when they say they have role for people, I try to get into my network of friends and see the best guys that need job. And then I've attended several interviews and I've attended not less than, let's say, maybe approximately 20 interviews so far. And out of these 20, I can categorically say that I aced nothing less than 80% of these interviews. So I think I'm very, very good when it comes to acing all these things. So I bring people together. Currently, I have relatively 50 uh, people with me, young individuals like me, that I'm currently training on how to ace interview, on how to build large corporation and stuff like that. And the pandemic has not stopped that because I'm leveraging on the internet using social media to do that. And what business will I like people to know about is definitely my farm ignite. So that's my primary and my long term investment as we speak. So farm ignite is simply an agri-tech company that allows you as a person who stay in the city to invest in agriculture by through our digital platform. That's through our website now. So you go through our website www.farmignite.com to register. You see a series of crops that we've enlisted. So from there, you can be able to choose crops you want to invest in. So doing that kind of investment, we go to the village, and that's the uh, village now to set up farms on your behalf, and then for we are targeting I and all these HNIs, that's high net worth individuals, and then also the middle income earners, whereby for those ones, what we do for them is that some of them are interested in farming, but they don't know how to go about it. So we help them to set it up, and then we give them feedback on our website platform. So we create a dashboard for them whereby whatever that is happening on the farm, they get the report right from wherever they are. So basically, that's what I would like to promote. And for everyone out there listening to this, I would just encourage people, one thing you should never lose or one thing you should ensure you take charge of during this pandemic is you must ensure that you are learning. And the trick is that before you can earn, you must be ready to learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That is wonderful and that's impactful. Hadigun, how have you been coping during the COVID?
Yes, sir. It's actually nice having you on this session once again. And I'm by name Adigolani Abidin. Yeah, from the inception of this coronavirus, COVID-19, as acronym by the WHO, I have to spell it out because, as I'm saying, don't be surprised. Some people don't even know what coronavirus is. Yeah, actually. So, to my best of knowledge, COVID-19, it just simply means coronavirus infectious disease, and the 19 that is there means it's actually emanated at China, and the 19 means 2019. Yeah, right from onset, before the inception of the coronavirus, we were actually in school preparing for our second semester exam. Before we had that, okay, there's a first case in Nigeria that was March 28th. It was pronounced March 28th, but it was first started as March 27th. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, so thank God so far. So before the coronavirus actually started, I am privileged to be a leader. Actually, for every institution, there's something we call association. So at student union level, actually at departmental level, I happen to be the executive president, and I'm harboring close to 600 students from level 1 to level 5, actually. So that's personality wise. I'm kind of person that still believe in the old philosophy that says be at the right place at the right time, do the right thing. It actually works if one can achieve those three. Because I've learned in life that some people actually are always ensuring they're in the right places, but not doing the right thing, and they are not, of course, not at the right time. So if one can ensure that okay, you can ensure an equilibrium between the right places, the right time, and doing the right thing. I'm very very sure success awaits you. So how have I been coping since the inception of this coronavirus? Actually, it has both merit and demerit, both advantages and disadvantages. But it is of much of positive to my sides, and I've really make use of the time because actually I was hooked up at Kwara State in a village, Malete to be precise, for those people that know Kwara State University. So it was around okay, started March. So March, April, May, June, I was still at school. Try okay, open now. Okay, we'll resume anytime soon. Not until I realized that I have to wake up and do something. So I had to come down from Kwara State down to Lagos, where I've been opportune
to have my own online store. So I'm selling this to you at this moment. I'm the CEO of AO's collection, AOA's collection. That's the acronym of my name, Adimolani Abidin. So basically, we deal with selling of towels of different sizes, varieties, prices, designs, different qualities. We have bathrobes, blankets, talk of anything like beddings. We sell that at our online store, and we also offer delivery services to different states within the country. That's for business wise. And of course, it is fetching money and it is aiding me financially. So apart from that, let me quickly chip in this for people that doesn't know about this initiative because it was a privilege actually, and I'm proud to be an alumnus of this great initiative. SBI is an acronym of Support Bridges Initiative, which I joined while I was in sec school because I stumbled upon some pictures yesterday. So it was very fun actually. It took me to some memories back then while we did our remedial classes and the likes. I look at it and I smile like, wow, so far so good. So what have I achieved so far? I said earlier on when I was trying to introduce myself that I'm still a student, that you can call me a prospective medical laboratory scientist because I'm in my part 4 out of 5 so far. If not because of the corona, if not because of the pandemic, well, I've been approaching my professional exam this August that we are now. So thanks to coronavirus anyways. So apart from my business, I'm also venturing into there's something we call copywriting. I don't know if you heard of copywriting. Copywriting is like a salesmanship in print. I don't know how I can explain that better. Like instead of coming in person, trying to advertise your products, you can just put it in writing. Like is an avenue whereby you use written words to communicate with your target market. I don't know if I'm passing the message anyways, but it's like an avenue to use what written words. All you need to do is to be creative, use your pen, write whatever you write will sell you eventually. Just like tit for tat. Basically, whatever you've written will bring money to your table. And apart from that, I'm also using this medium to tell you guys that I'm about to start CV writing. I want to learn how to write CV, and I'm using this medium to tell you guys, it's actually from a fellow, and the person is listening to me right now. The person of I call him Prof. Kudus, Balogun Kudus. So I'm trying to learn CV writing because I actually see that some people after accumulating different kind of skills, different kind of with their as a different kind of skills, different kind of degrees, they find it so hard to write their CV, which is very, very bad. So I see that as okay, another opportunity for me to venture into CV writing because I actually have a lot of people that needs to write CV, which in a couple of weeks, I'm sure, according to Prof. Kudus, I'll be a professional CV writer as well. So that was it so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Adigo. Thank you so much. So, while you were talking, you made mention of some of the pictures.
Yeah.
Am I permitted to share the pictures?
Are you permitted to do what, sir?
I said, am I permitted to share the pictures?
Of course, it's a memory, sir. Of course.
Okay, okay. I'm sure you can see it now.
Yeah.
Yes,
So fun yesterday. Seriously.
that's you from Delta.
That was 7 years ago, sir.
7 years ago. Wow. You can see my face by the light. Yeah. You can, you can see
I can
Kudus
remember
right
I think
there.
Party
You can
is
see
right here. I
Kudus
was standing
right
beside him.
there.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
That was
And,
7 years ago.
and that is you and the senior girl from Eko.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's quickly move on because of the time. I know, can you hear us? I know, can you hear us?
Hear you, but it's not so vivid. How can you hear me?
Okay, your line seems
I hope you can hear me. I have a call session here.
your line seems to be breaking.
My reception is not so there.
Okay, okay, I think we can hear
My
you
reception is
now.
not
Okay, can you have to tell us about
okay.
Kudus, did you log in with two accounts? Okay, I know. Go ahead. Tell us about your experience during the COVID.
Oh, what can you hear you?
Tell us your experience during the COVID.
Okay, go.
Oh, your line seems to be breaking. Okay, while we are waiting for your line to be okay, Adepeju, you talk about starting your firm. I remember
Yes, I did.
you talked to us about starting your firm.
Huh?
Um, can you say one or two things again about the firm? What is the firm about and the rest? Yeah.
All right. So, like I said in my first speech, in my first presentation, before this time, I've been writing for a lot of individuals and corporations. Right from my secondary school days, I've been an avant-garde writer. Like, let me see that. And I also speak quite well. In 2013, for instance, I was the best individual speaker in Lagos State. In 2013, I represented Lagos State at Ondo State for the Nigeria Centenary debate. And in other instances, to have been writing and speaking. In 2013, I was also the best national poet in Nigeria, and I had the opportunity to meet Professor Wole Soyinka in that regard. So, in many instances, I've been writing and I've been speaking. So, those are the two things I've been doing over the years. So, even while in the university, I've had the opportunity to write for individuals. I write personal statements for admission. I also do CV writing, like Kudus there said. He's a good friend of mine, and we do work together and things like that. I've also been able to edit stories for people, to edit articles. I've had the opportunity to work with Sahara reporters before. I've had the opportunity to also work with Edge for Business Communication. Uh, Professor Adigun was talking about copywriting some minutes earlier. I do copywriting and it's part of PR. So I've been doing a lot of writing over the years, and from the responses I've gotten from people, I'm actually good in writing. I've also won several essays. One of the things I forgot to say uh, is that during this pandemic, I've also entered many competitions, essay and all. So writing and speaking to me are my forte, let me say. So they are my strength. So I want to have a firm that will deal in writing. So the core of the firm will be to, excuse me, to assist people in writing personal statements, cover letter, essay, research, poetry, and we also offer services in editing. There are several lines of editing: structural editing, style editing, grammar edits, and all that. So, presentation edits. So, the firm will be providing services in writing, the firm will be providing services in editing. And when I say writing, it is all inclusive. articles, SEO writing, copywriting, and every of these contemporary genre of writings. And like I said, we also be providing services in editing because as much as writing is very important, one other key aspect of any language is how well you can obey laws and and writing regulations, the writing mechanisms or the writing mechanics. So editing will afford you or will afford my clients the ability to write error-free articles or pieces to people. So I'll be providing that bull's eye to people's write-up to edit it and give it the professional touch they desire. And also the firm will be responsible for PR. I'm trying to look at to incorporate some of my guys that do graphics. So we will be having I also do graphics but at the minimal level. So I want to have people that are more proficient in graphics, in animation, because we will be doing corporate branding and adverts using animation and other multimedia. So the three arms will be writing, stroke editing, then graphics and animation and PR and all. And then we'll also be doing public speaking. So I do event hosting. I coach people on public speaking and a lot of other things. So if you have a kid, for instance, who wants to be a very good public speaker, I can help with that. And I'll be having a list of other speakers that I have in my connect and I can reach out to that can also be willing to participate or to be a part of the firm. So if someone needs a public speaker, for instance, or if there is an organization who has a competition to hold and they need speakers, reviewers, adjudicators, so my firm can be contacted to help with that. So the firm will be in writing and editing, public speaking, then graphics, PR, and art. So that is the structure of the firm as it stands. I'm still considering the name to give the firm. I have several options, but I'm trying as much as possible to look for a name that will be sustainable, that will be all encompassing, and that will generate the leads I desire. So that's a bit about the firm.
I think Mr. Wire lost his connection. I don't know if he's still around.
Oh, I'm done. Can you hear me,
I
sir?
think he's trying to connect. I
Mr.
don't
Wale,
think
can you hear me?
yet.
Adekoju, I can hear you. Yes. I know. Can you hear me?
You can hear me?
Yes, Adekoju, I can hear
Yes, we
you.
can hear you, Mr. Wale. We can hear you. Okay, where did
I,
you lose me? Or were you able to follow me till the end?
I know. Okay, I know
So I think
structure.
I should summarize everything again.
Okay,
Summarily, I said the firm will be having three departments: writing and editing, then public speaking and event hosting. Then the other aspects will be graphics, PR, and ad. So for writing and editing, we will be providing services in writing, copywriting, SEO article writing, cover letter, personal statement, essays, research, and what have you. Then editing, we will also be providing services in reviewing manuscripts, assessing manuscripts, structural edits, line edits, style edits, presentation edits, and grammar edits. So we've been looking at all these kinds of editing, text editing, and then we will be providing our services in that. Then apart from that, in public speaking and event hosting, I will also look for people that are proficient in the art of public speaking that will be able or that will be on the line if someone needs a public speaker, a coach, or you have a competition competition and you need adjudicators, or you need a coach for your kid, or you need a public or an event host at all, I hope to to make this firm a one-stop shop for any kind of services in the aspects of event hosting and public speaking. And then on the aspect of graphics, PR, and ad, we will be covering um, corporate branding, logo making, and other visual identification for corporate and individuals. So those are the three departments in the firm as it stands.
Thank you so much. Adigun, Adigun.
Hello, sir.
So I think Adequaji will be of lot of help due to some of the points you mentioned earlier about event
Yeah, about
partnership. It's
event
an
partnership.
opportunity with
It's an
Adequaji,
opportunity
but
with
right?
I can't get that.
Okay, I think you made mention of some points on what you want to achieve. I think so. I'm trying to say that working with Adequaji Party would be a great advantage for us.
Yeah, that would be cool, sir.
I know you're welcome back. Can you hear me? I think we need to hold a special
Yeah,
session
thank
with I know.
I
you
think
very
it's
much, sir.
having issues with his network. He's back. He's back.
I know. Are you back? So
Our career.
we organize or we arrange a special session with I know Ololade. Network today seems
I'm back.
to favor him. Your line seems to be breaking. I know. All right. So good. We are going to
Ah,
the final notes now because of the
sir.
time.
Yes, sir.
This is supposed this is
You said
supposed to
what,
last
sir?
My
I
for
can't hear
network
you.
is not.
I think it's supposed to last between 4 and 5 p.m. So, Kudus, is there any final word for us before we go today?
Well, for me, the final word will just be that okay, I will just share from what I learned yesterday, which is that for every one of us to become successful, we just need to do three things, right? Or if you are finding it difficult to thrive during this period, there are three things you can actually do. One, reframe the past. Look backward and see what are you happy about during those days. What are those things that you do comfortably during those days? What are those? What are your wins? Try and connect the dots backward. Go and check on your wins back then. Then uh, look at the present. What's holding you? What are the challenges? And then what are the opportunities around? Then the next one is to uh to to uh to like look at the future. So what do you actually want to achieve in the later future? What's that thing? What are those ambitions that you have that you are currently pursuing or that you have been pursuing ever since? So just those three things. If you can align those three things, looking at your past to see your happy moments and your wins, connect the dots to the present. What are the challenges? Ask yourself, what are the challenges? And then, what are the opportunities during this period? And then, the next thing for you to take action, look into the future. What is that future you actually want to experience? What are your ambitions? What are your drive? Look into them. How happy will you be if you are able to achieve those things you actually want to achieve? So bring that happiness, that enjoyment, bring it down slowly, connect the dots to the present, and then you see yourself working and thriving. That's just it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Adigun, anything
Thank you
from
very much, sir. Okay, so to call it a day, sir. Actually, I forgot to make mention of something earlier,
okay.
which was I'm privileged to have joined so many foundations actually, like Health Initiative Abundance, like what is it called, Suicide and Depression Foundation as well. And apart from that, I want to advise the viewers, I say, like I noticed from my end, I know many young individuals like myself are venturing into business, but there's a but attached to this. Some of them don't know what is right to venture into. They don't know the exact time to venture into a particular business. So I'm giving this key point to the viewers. If you actually want to venture into a business, just like Prof. Kudus has said, try to discover yourself. If you actually want to venture into business or being an entrepreneur, there are two approach to business. It's either you offer a goods or you prefer services. If you are offering a goods, like you need to know whether the good is a product based approach you are using or a market based approach. Because, for example, now, sorry for delaying you guys, let's consider iPhone as an example. iPhone is a product based approach market, whereby they don't consider the market. They are not even trying to be considerate about people in the market, their target market. They are not considerate about those people. It's just that they have to finish up the product, they brand the product, package the product, whereby it is the market that are now running after the product. That's for iPhone, for example. But for a market-based approach product, you need to look, okay, what are the people, what are the target market, what do the people need? Are you offering this to a particular set of people like the children or the adults? For the viewers, if you know what kind of business to venture into, look at, okay, what I'm trying to give back to the community. Is it the dependent population? Those are the old people and the young kids, or the people that are working, the adults per se, that okay, what I'm trying to offer the community is for the adults. So you can actually venture into particular that if capital is not a problem. So that's for our idea. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Um, Adepeju, what do you have for us before we go?
All right. I thought Mr. Wale would skip me. Okay, so on my part, I would be saying I'll be mentioning two things. But before I do that, I'd like to also say one thing I forgot to say. I earlier said that I'm a freelance writer and editor. So if you need any services in writing and editing, you can contact me. You can also look me up on Upwork. My name on Upwork is Muhammad Al Fatiu Adepeju, as spelled under my thumbnail here. So if you desire to have a very wonderful write up, or you want a very proficient person to look at your piece and give you suggestions to evaluate your piece or manuscript, then I think I'm the best person to do that. So apart from that, I'll be saying two things to everyone watching this. There are two things we need to consider at this time. We know that the world is so dynamic. Everything is changing. The volatility is so high. So there are two things you can capitalize on. One is your network, and two is learning to adapt. So I would say that the present job I am on was I do tell people that it's an informal employment, and that is because I did not see a placement somewhere, then applied, then got the job. I What I had to do was look into my network. Then I called a few people. I sent a message to a few people pitching myself and what I do, and they could also attest to my competence in these things that I've listed that I can offer. So after doing that, I got a call, and then we had a very brief interview, and I resumed the succeeding week. So that's the power of network. Most of the times we attend events, or we are a part of the club, but we don't take time to network with people, to connect with people. So at this point in time, it should be something that you should prioritize, the culture of networking with people. the culture of reaching out to people and telling them, I do this. What do you do? How can we collaborate and help ourselves? I used to tell people that if you have someone who sells plantain and you have someone who sells granola, it is better for them to collaborate, choose one location, then sell together than if they say, I want to sell my granola separately and I want you to sell your plantain separately. So collaboration will go a long way to assist us to grow individually and to also grow collectively. So at this point in time, I enjoin everyone to explore or to take to and use the power of networking. And the other one is learning to adapt. I tell people, don't learn for the past or don't learn for the present. You know, if you are checking your curriculum or your course outline and you see that most of the things that you are learning, or you go check your to-do list or to learn list and you see that most of the things you're learning are to cater for the present state of things, to cater for the status quo. It is wrong. You should start learning for the future, because the need for that thing you're learning can change tomorrow. The need for that thing you're learning can change the next week. So how would you survive? So it's very important for us to learn to adapt. It's very important for us to learn for the future. You need to consider, you need to have foresight. Whatever career you're trying to pursue, you need to look at what are the likely disruptions to happen in the future. Because, like I would say, every technology is a disruption. Every change in climate is a disruption. Every disease, every crisis, conflict is a disruption. So, how do you want to build yourself as a brand or your business to adapt to this changing vicissitude of life? So, we should be able to learn for the future and we should be able to use the strength of our network. If we are able to do these two things, then we may find ourselves uh, at the top part of the ladder at every point in time. Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, wow, wow. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is fantabulous and fantastic, right? Okay, the session is meant for 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and I want to appreciate everybody. So before we go today, there is something. Before we go today, there is something I really want us to do. Um, it's a year plus now that we've lost our mother, virtually more than a year now. And I really want us to, in 1 minute or less than a minute, I want us to observe a silence for the person of Mrs. Folashade Olabisi Adetiba, who happens to be the founder, the CEO of Support British Initiative, who rests in the bosom of the Lord last year, March 23rd. And more than a year now. So can we observe 5 to 10 seconds silence? The entire SBI will miss you, Mama, and we pray that your soul rest in perfect. Thank you once again, SBI alumni. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody who made it. I can see Olayemi trying to come on board, but I can't seem to add him. Since the network is not at commission. I know we are very sorry we couldn't get you to talk today. Probably in our next session, we put you on the roll. And Kudus, I want to appreciate you for making it today. Thank you so much. Adepeju Fatiu, thank you so much for making it today. Adigun, thank you so much for making it today. So we're going to bring the session to an end here because of the time. So um, we'll see what we can organize next week. We'll see whenever God will talk to us again. So while we put this on here today, we need to have a goodbye from everybody. So we start from Kudus. Kudus, could you please unmute yourself? Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for having us. We really appreciate this, and we hope to have more of these. And then we are looking forward to SBI next project that we will be championing. Thank you very much, sir. Do have a
Okay, I
wonderful
think
time.
before I do this, I have a PC private chat that can we still talk about one thing from SBI that we are still applying till date? If you have it, please tell us. If you don't have it, just say a goodbye message. So we'll go back to
Okay, can I say that?
yes, yes, go ahead.
So as far back as 2013, I learned something very valuable from SBI, which is there is an equation that they gave us then, which is time is equals to value is equals to money. So this happens to got me a job in 2017 when I applied it. There was an interview stated for 10 p.m. I got to the interview for 7 a.m. After getting the job, right, I was made known that I was the first person they will be taking as an accountant with ND order, and then probably one of the reasons why they considered me for the job was because out of all the interviewees, I was the first person that came, and then I even came earlier than expected. So that's so much commendable, and that applies to all sorts of things that you can think of in the business world. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Time value, I remember very, very well. Adepeju, anything you've learned and a goodbye word from you.
Well, I wouldn't specifically say that I've learned one thing. I've learned many things. Like we say in the SBI anthem, it's a nursery of game changers, it's a nursery of trailblazers. So, specifically, I'd like to mention the culture of success in all you do. SBI has always been an instiller of that. So you must ensure success in all you do. And success can always be measured by you and you alone. So set your goals, set your objectives, and if you move just one tiny step towards your goal, you're successful. Don't wait till you have cars or houses before you consider yourself to be successful. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Thank you so much. Adigun, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, I remember something just now, sir. Before bidding as well, I remembered when I and Professor Muhammad Fatih, Abi, if I'm very right, while we visited the founder at our domain, we were trying to compose the SBI anthem. Actually, all what is was written on the anthem per se, it actually was speak of SBI. I learned so many things about SBI, so many things from SBI that I'm applying to my daily life. I learned so much about punctuality. Just like the Professor Kudus has said, time is money, sir. Time is money, sir. And for the viewers, I will give you this. Try to be responsible because I believe when opportunities meet readiness, that's when you can say you are successful. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
We can't hear you, sir.
Your mic is muted, sir. Your mic is muted.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I thought on this note, I would like to appreciate everybody for coming on board to come us. So we'll go back to our chat group and see what we can do today and see when next we do that. So thank you so much. See you some other time. So once again, this is Technology Initiative. We want to appreciate everybody who has been following and listening to us. Uh, this of course next week we'll bring you more alumni to talk. Thank you so much. Thank you. See you.